Good evening and welcome to Magic from the Ashes in the Living World of Darkness. Today we are starting a scene in well, not exactly in the Happy Dragon, but close in some sense. Within the temple. Um, place of sanctuary. Well, recent revelations have probably, well, if this Violet person is someone who can be trusted, it's not as sacred or as protected as first believed, but, well, just another point of a little bit of angst or fear in your day-to-day life. But at this moment, Julie is... what is she doing? She is probably... she's either doing a headstands and doing some athletic shit, or she is bathing in the stream, maybe, or she is. Oh yeah, Nausicaa's coming, so she is. Yes, she is actually swimming around nude in the because that is gonna. Yeah, that's gonna. Yeah, perfect, perfect. That's what's happening. Yes.
Okay, as Julie is swimming au natural, a figure steps through the portal. It is Nausicaa. She is wearing a long grey overcoat, combat boots, and all the things that she normally wears when she's literally not like going to work. The kind of shirt and trousers and stuff she wears underneath often changes, but yeah. And as she steps out, she takes a few steps, and behind her there is a meow. And she turns her back, and a cat has followed her in. Kind of a whitey grey cat, quite big. Basically, Nausicaa just frowns at him. And actually, because she doesn't think anyone's watching, in fact, no one is watching, she'll basically just start talking to him and say he can't come here, it's dangerous, you need to go back. And she'll kind of push him towards back. And he'll just completely ignore her efforts and just meow at her again.
He's gonna be a cat and be like, you don't decide that.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, it's like, no. Yeah, proving that he is quite very much a cat. So yeah, and Julie's probably like she seems to be enjoying herself and just sitting there or swimming, and just at some point she'll just put her head up probably, and she'll just say, "Oh, hey, Nausicaa," and continue swimming.
Yeah. Nausicaa's walking along with a cat following her, and as soon as Julie, pokes her head up, Nausicaa realizes she's naked. Nausicaa just spins around. I'm sorry, I'll go to the temple quickly. I didn't know you were here.
Oh, that's all right. It's all right. It's no problem. Like, unless you need privacy or something, that's totally fine. I can come back. It's not a problem.
Nausicaa, yeah, you can see from behind her ears have gone red, and yeah, she just kind of like frowns, and she'll just be like, "I'm gonna go into the temple."
Okay. She just smiles, nods, points, or winks, or not winks, but just points at her and just says, "Okay, you do that. Do you need help or what?"
No, I'm quite fine, thank you.
Okay.
And yeah, Nausicaa walks towards him. You will see this white cat probably turns and looks at Julie for a bit. Meows.
Seeing the cat, she just, "Hi there. What is Nausicaa? What is that cat doing? Like, can cats even come in here?"
He followed me.
"Oh, hi there." And she waves to the cat, and she'll just say, "So you it's your pet, or just someone?"
He's not my pet.
Okay.
I rescued him, and I'm deciding what to do with him.
Like, if you don't want to keep him, I can keep him. Seems so friendly.
Nausicaa actually looks a little bit kind of like defensive over this. And then she'll just be like, she'll kind of like, I don't care what happens to him. It was a mistake bringing him here anyway. And she'll
Okay.
turn on her heels and storm across off to the temple. The cat will look at Julie again and meow, and then just slowly plod off after Nausicaa, meowing after her.
Yeah, like a good 5 minutes will pass before uh, Julie will just somewhat lazily just get out of the water. She probably has a towel or something with her. She doesn't dry herself that much. She just puts on it's not a poncho, but like definitely loose fitting, like a skirt and a dress, but not really anything that's gonna like. It's very loose and very free and very you know, nothing that's constricting you in any way. It's very relaxed and cool and you know, mellow. And she's just she has bare feet and she's gonna walk in, but until like 10 minutes before Julie arrives, what does Nausicaa do?
Nausicaa goes in there and yeah, she's basically here to practice magic. And yeah, the cat will kind of follow her and rub up against the legs. It clearly wants some kind of feeding. Nausicaa will tell it she doesn't have any food. And she will just like plop it basically like on one of the steps or one of the big kind of like things next to the steps that maybe had like a statue, broken down statue or something on it. And yeah, Nausicaa will begin doing her magic. And I will just do some rolls. Julie can walk in on her doing it.
Yeah, I think that would be. Yeah, that would probably be best. Or
For the sake of fun.
and it's mage dice roll, I guess.
Yep.
Right.
But yeah, Husker is going to be working stuff out. That is a single success. Which I'm not sure is enough. Yeah, 2 is there. And this other effect. Ooh, that is a fail, but not a botch. Is how many did I get minus? 3, yeah, so that is 2 successes. Okay, yeah. As 10 minutes later, as Julie walks in, she will see Nausicaa. Nausicaa is in the middle of the room in a literal sense. She's floating in the middle of the room. Or weirdly, it almost just seems like she's just standing in the middle of the air. But yeah, she's just kind of like standing in the middle of the air, and she has a wand out, a metal, kind of silver metal wand. And she has floating around her, there's all sorts of like rubble in this part of the temple. We've not really cleaned it out very well. And yeah, it is essentially kind of like circling Nausicaa in several, almost like, you know, like the kind of rings of Saturn.
Yeah.
And Nausicaa appears to be kind of like directing it with almost like a conductor with her wand. And yeah, that's what she will walk into.
People would look at it not as what do we call it? Taken aback as last time, because she has actually seen maybe not this. Well, she actually has seen this, but also certain other effects. And Julie's going to be a little bit stressed out knowing what happened last time with gravitational displacement and how like Nazca got stranger than normal. But like she's about to say something, but then she will look up and she will just nod and sit down and close her eyes, and she will just begin to meditate on her own thoughts, her own fears about what this might bring, and just try her very, very best to begin to calm herself and get a feel that, like, try to begin to sense the area around, make sure that Nausicaa is doing okay despite all of this, and it's not like there's no like bad vibes, I suppose you could call it, or like negative energy that, well, that's probably something she would say, but she is going to do an artifact to see if she fails, and she's going to try again while she's doing it. Yeah, that's a botch, I believe. Well, she is using an instrument, but yeah, okay. Yeah, like nothing happens. But she is meditating, so it would be hard to say that, well, hard to see from just looking at her that anything's going on other than that she's just sitting there.
Oscar, well, yeah, once she kind of has got the hang of it, the rocks will basically just kind of like lose the patterns they're floating in, and yeah, just kind of float to the ground. And yeah, Nausicaa will kind of float to the ground herself. And she'll wander over to Julie.
Sitting there with her eyes closed, she is just sits there, and like her head is just moving ever so slightly from one side to the other, almost like a rolling motion. She's sitting there. One could perhaps hear like a light hum or something, but it's very, very quiet, very low. So it's one would have to listen very, very carefully. But yeah, Julie seems to be, well, doing what has been seen, a thing that she does from time to time. So
Nausicaa will just watch her. And yeah, the cat will come up to her and Nausicaa will just kind of pet it. Kind of absent-mindedly.
after
Are you training or sleeping?
I'm trying to focus my mind.
I will stop interrupting you then.
No, it's fine. I'll just, and she kind of just begins to move her fingers a little bit, her feet a little bit. She's just like almost as though she's just moving her body into like you see someone whose hand is sleeping when they're trying to get it to stop. And she just does that with her whole body almost. It seems more relaxed, more calm. She's just no, it's fine. It's been a while since we talked. So you're doing all right? I mean, she'll just look around, look at the cat, and she'll just. So what's it called?
I don't know his name, but if we were going to keep him, I thought Hector. Him and Paris seem to not hate each other. It makes sense.
I know you like the Greek stuff and look, you could name him whatever, but wouldn't like mittens or like something a little more cat-like be like just have one thing that isn't like a Greek hero or like extremely like, well, maybe not highbrow, but at least close to highbrow literal reference. I'm just throwing out a suggestion.
What would you call him?
I don't know. That depends. She looks at him. Kilmowski, perhaps? Or,
That's a stupid name.
it's a sweet name. Sweet but stupid, maybe.
I suppose I could find out what his actual name is.
Just... Look, I'm not... You know what, like, you can call him Hector if you want to. It's just...
I know. I wasn't asking permission from you.
I know. Julie says this more understanding than like sarcastic or pointed towards her. It's just she just says, "I know," and she just. I mean, even though you might find it stupid, perhaps at one point you could just think of like once or twice when you think something is stupid or idiotic or moronic or bad, and someone is just coming with a suggestion, just because, maybe not. You don't have to say that it's stupid. Just putting it out there. You can, but you don't have to. Up to you, but as your HR representative of your firm, I don't know. Just a suggestion.
Rosie just kind of looks at Julie. I'll bear it in mind. I have some information.
Okay. Good or bad?
Good.
Well, that's good to know.
Would you like to hear it?
Sure, but is this a thing that the others should be around for, or no?
I will tell them. I've already told Abba.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
So, I went to the house of an employee of the Technocracy yesterday.
I'm sorry, you what?
I went to the house of more accurately, someone that works in Iron Man Solutions.
Right, alone?
Yes.
Didn't we have like a fairly widely agreed upon thing that we weren't going to do, like storm out on our own? I'm just asking. Just asking.
We did, but in this circumstance, it was fairly safe. She is not awakened. She is a pawn of the Technocracy. And there was nobody there.
Okay.
Also,
well, it's just...
I do not believe that the rest of you have the ability to follow the way I go.
Probably not.
I had installed last month on her computer a data logger and keyboard logger. What that means is I've been tracking her computer,
see
essentially.
What she does, what she types, what she searches on, you see.
Exactly.
Right.
Using this information, I was able to access the Avalon server. A server I believe is used by technocratic subsidiaries to communicate.
Well, that's that. I mean, do you still have access, or is it just a short thing, or what?
No, it was short. They detected me and shut me out.
Well, that sucks, but oh well.
Before that, I was able to gather several pieces of useful information. You know Kat's cousin was killed.
Oh no.
You did not know that?
Well, I'm guessing that you're saying it now that it's gonna be. Yeah. You know, the cat is the kind of girl that will just. She's, passionate like people from down south are sometimes, right?
I had thought about this, and I've spoken to her. She agreed that denying herself a larger revenge would be foolish, and that striking a real blow against the people who ordered the killing because of her would be better than some form of short term gratification and vengeance.
Well, that's all well and good, and I wouldn't expect her to go. It's my question is she going to be able to keep it together when we face some of these people face to face? But uh, never mind. Go on.
Well, the information I found was highly pertinent. It is indeed true that Iron Man Solutions are trying to integrate themselves further into the NYPD. Also, the person that killed Kat's cousin is likely an awakened technocrat.
Hmm.
So, with this information, I was eventually locked out by them before I could find further things, which was disappointing. However, once I left, and Nausicaa pauses for a moment, made sure there would be no evidence of my presence, and then left. The cat, and again she pauses, came with me.
Um, the cat was part of you not being detected?
Yes, the cat had seen me, and I thought if maybe they would be able to extract some kind of memory sequence from the DNA to identify me. Nausicaa's not a good liar, and you've heard her tell some bad lies in her time. This is out and out the stupidest lie you've heard her tell. It's really bad and so obvious that she doesn't believe it.
Right. How is this cat involved again? Was it just there, or was there actually something involved in helping you? Because if that's the case, then you also might, not saying you do, but you might also feel responsible somehow. Maybe something somewhere deep down inside that you might, not be realize.
Unlikely.
But it is possible, right?
Many things are possible.
I'm just checking. Not saying one way or the other, just checking.
And then I came back here. I believe we have extracted enough information from this particular employee, and we can begin moving up the totem pole.
Mm-hmm.
Although it sounds mercenary, the murder of Kat's cousin may well be a catalyst We were looking for them to do something bad and dirty, and this seems to be exactly it.
You're worried that we seem to have found something we wanted to find, or that you're happy about the this breakthrough? I don't know. You've had a bit of a, don't take this the wrong way, but a little bit of a paranoid streak last couple of weeks. So
Maybe. Or maybe I'm being cautious.
Julie at that point holds back a laugh, or like a giggle, almost. Not quite, but almost.
Osuka frowns again. Well, either way, I believe we're working towards finally making some progress against these people.
Okay.
Aside from that, I've been studying Ars Essentia.
The one from the other place connected to it?
No. Ars Essentia is what we in the Hermetics call the sphere of forces.
Oh, okay.
Would you like a demonstration? I have been developing some practical fieldwork applications.
I think I can make some logical deductions.
Nausicaa looks almost disappointed. In fact, she does look disappointed. That you
I'm just saying, last time you showed off, you had some.
I'm not showing off. I'm giving a demonstration.
Right. You don't have to do it for me. It's fine.
Oh. Okay then. Nausicaa is clearly disappointed about this.
Remember what happened last time you showed off things with forces and gravity displacements?
That was not Ars Essentia. That was Ars Conjection. Correspondence. And this time I have been extra cautious.
Good. Fine. No, like, that's good. That's really good. But you don't need to do it for me. It's totally fine.
Again, Nausicaa looks a bit disappointed, but just kind of shrugs. Was did Julie come to Sanes? She did, didn't she?
Before with the whole thing with the torque, but
No, with the thing with the map?
recently?
Yeah.
Nope, she did not.
Oh, okay. I can't even see. Well, if there's nothing else, I will continue.
Oh, sure. Sure, no problem. Just, oh, it's totally fine.
Nausicaa will go back into the middle of the room. And, yeah, she looks a little bit annoyed. And we'll begin, various kind of things. You see that she seems to be using her wand quite a lot. Either kind of like scratching or like leaving kind of afterglow images of various kind of like formula and symbols in the air. Or simply to apparently direct some of her kind of like new powers. She actually stacks some stones up and then stands in front of them and does what you could so easily think of being like Harry Potter style magic. Like she kind of says something and then kind of like points her wand at the things, and the stones just get like blasted back against the wall.
Yeah, Julie's gonna let her have space to do this.
She's not doing it like super aggressively, but yeah.
No, but no, it's not that. It's just giving her space. Maybe there's a little bit of like not wanting to be too close, given what happened last time, and it started to affect others. So, who knows? But yeah, Julie is just gonna as soon as she leaves, she's just gonna take in what's just been said, and she's just gonna pause because there was actually things she probably should have asked about what's her next step, for instance. But for some reason, it just like Julie's mind has a strange tendency to just mm, kind of be all over the place from time to time. And yeah, she kind of, as you're like, it will take like 10, 15 minutes before Julie will come back and she'll be like, so, do you have a moment?
Nausicaa, yeah, is basically in the process of lifting a rather kind of heavy looking boulder, like definitely probably about like 300 pounds, or like at least as much as a person. And she just kind of like turns around and flicks the wand kind of away, and the boulder kind of like just drops to the ground. There's a bit of a crash. I
Yeah,
do.
like I know it's just like you have all this new information. It's just like what is like our next move and stuff. Like, is there things we should prepare or something, or is it? Are you gonna, I don't know, tell other people and then have like I don't know, plans and stuff? Was there a question in there? Who knows? Well, there was, but
Nausicaa cocks her head. Do you wish to help?
uh, sure, yeah, like we should do this, right?
Yes.
Help each other and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, you must have seen in the common room I put up a voting slip. You should cast your vote on the various things we discussed at the meeting you were not able to attend.
Oh, I haven't seen that, but yeah, sure. I'll look into that. Yeah.
The issues
Oh,
discussed were Luca, Grace's ex-husband, or
oh yeah, the asshole. Yeah, I remember that.
yes, he is working for the technocracy, likely in a capacity to attempt to track down or entice Grace. Also, his current girlfriend is also likely in on it, either aware of what is happening or a member of the Union.
Hmm.
I suggested we simply kill them both. It seems the less risky option. The others have deemed to hedge their bets and gather more information. The other thing discussed, one of the other things discussed, was Violet, the person that came to this place. You remember?
How could I forget? Like, yeah, I remember.
She has offered us a deal. I strongly suggested we reject it and have nothing to do with her.
But we have really no way of getting in these wards up by ourselves.
I'm sure we could find some way. However, I spoke to Lee on the issue. He said he's in favor of it. Those looks very disappointed.
Right. I'm just like, you just bring us someone who, by all means, seems like awakened like the rest of us, and just, be well like us, and did seem to. I'm not saying she can be trusted. I don't trust her myself, honestly. So I totally get where you're coming from. That's not the point. The point is, maybe we can learn from her. Maybe we
Maybe.
can, if even if she's like with the enemy or against us and shit, we might, be able to learn some of their tricks. I mean,
Either way, it appears not to matter. The majority vote has been cast. However, I would show your intent. The other option voted on it was our continuing effort against the Technocratic Union, of which we, and this time I agree, voted to continue and gather more information, and that is what I did. The other thing we did not need to vote on, but I believe you have not been informed about, is looking at the other chantries in the city.
wait, what?
We
There are
spoke.
others?
No. We spoke with Samir. He gave us some information and some items that have helped us to identify what we believe to be 4 other chantries within the bounds of New York. Or at least they were chantries.
Oh, okay. So like places that have been places where people have done stuff, but it's
Yes.
not anymore. Oh, okay, okay. I get it. I get it.
Likely they were driven out by the Technocratic Union. We are going to go visit them. I suggested, as a preference, that me and Ava would like to know what happened to the Hermetic one. We believe one of them is a chantry of the Order of Hermes. That is what the clues suggest. Another one was likely the choristers, and a further one was likely of the Euthanatoi. There was another one, the fourth, that we believe belonged to an organization called the Hollow Ones. They are not of the traditions. In fact, they are. After talking to my
Hollow ones.
after talking to my pater about it, he says they are directionless posers, those that wish to bury their head in the sand about the War of Ascension.
Right. Okay.
So, we have the locations of these places, and likely we will go to visit them. There is a chance they are in some way guarded, maybe by some other forces, but likely by the Technocratic Union in some variety. However,
Perfect.
the deal we made with Samir was that we give him 3 items from these places, likely special items, wonders.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, sure. Well, I'll have a look at that uh, board, and yeah, I'll have a look at that and give my vote and stuff. And but like it sounds to me like we've got like people got this thing pretty much figured out. But like, yeah,
We could always use more help. Currently, I hate to point fingers, but me, and to a lesser extent Ava, are bearing the brunt of the work.
right,
Especially in the operation against the Technocratic Union.
right about that. Like, I've looked into some things, and like, I'm doing my best to get like better and stuff. But yeah, like it's gonna be a little while, but you're not necessarily talking about fighting. You're talking about the fight in general, right? Like
Yes.
organization and stuff. Yeah, that's not really. Julia's almost doing the classic scraping your foot in front of yourself. Almost. That's not really what I'm best at. She just says a little embarrassed.
Nausicaa just has a very piercing look at her. You have many talents. If you would like to, if you wish to believe you can contribute in some way, I'm quite sure we could incorporate it. I understand your studies may not be as far along as mine or even others.
Right, yeah.
But you have capabilities we do not.
Right, but it's like the big plans and like overarching goals and stuff is not really like it's not necessarily what I'm best at, but you know, I mean, I can look at some stuff like out of character. She so wants to help, but oh, tisk. Yeah, she just seems either afraid of committing or unsure of exactly where to begin. But after a little bit more awkward silence, she's just gonna say, "But yeah, like we should totally talk about this like tomorrow or something. But yeah, I should get to the plaque and see stuff and things. And yeah,
Yes.
and she points down at the cat and she just says, "I'll see you later, Bob." And yeah, she'll just begin to seemingly walk out of the temple.
As she goes, Nausicaa will lean down, scowl after Julie. You're not Bob, you're Hector. Hero of Troy. And he just looks up at Nausicaa and just goes, fine, I'll feed you. And yeah, with that, Nausicaa will also begin heading back. And I think we can call that scene.
Yes.